So there are definitely times in life when we are too busy, generally aren't able to take care of our hair, or just don't want to do a crazy hair routine. However, our hair is still attached to our head and we have to do something with it. So what do you do in that scenario? Well, hi, I'm KayleyMelissa, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist, and today we're gonna talk about how to go low maintenance with your hair. Today's video is for all the new moms, people that are really busy, people going through physical or mental illness, or people that just don't want to do a giant hair care routine. I wanted to talk about ways that we can minimize but still kind of care for our hair and ourselves in the process. For me, this was born out of like a difficult time with my mental illness where I had to figure out like, what am I gonna do with my hair even though I don't want to do anything right now. And I feel like some of these things really helped me and I wanted to share them with you. So we have 3 categories we're gonna hit today. Category 1 is do no harm, which is kind of like a smarter, not harder approach. We're not gonna do extra stuff. We're just gonna keep in mind how to not do things that would hurt our hair so that we can keep it healthier and happier in the process. Category 2 is make it quick. There are some things that we can do to make the whole hair styling care process a lot easier, which is gonna help if you need speed and also help if you need low effort. And category 3 is finding moments of self-care. This personally for me was so important and so I wanted to include it today, but we're not talking like big grand gestures. We're just like little things here and there that can be glimmers to help us as we're moving through a tough time and or just need it in life in general. So that is what we're covering today. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Let's just get into it. First of all, use a slippery leave-in conditioner and or detangler. When you don't have time or energy to take care of your hair, tangles are a literal pain. So adding in a slippery leave-in conditioner or detangler can help in so many ways. I mean, first of all, speed. It will help you detangle your hair so much faster. And second, it helps a lot with breakage because anytime you brush through your hair, you're gonna end up with like a little bit of breakage just from that process. But when it's very tangly and you have to pull a lot more, there can be a lot more breakage. So using something slippery that helps your brush go through your hair easier is also going to help kind of reduce the damage on your hair. And the third benefit is that if you go multiple days between washing your hair, it is still gonna be on your hair on day 2 and 3, and that's still gonna help you with detangling as the days go on. You can even add a little bit extra on those additional days for a little bit more of that benefit. The more that you can keep your hair tangle free, the more that it helps with just speed, less maintenance, and health. I'm gonna put some products that I recommend up right here for you to check out. And I would love some recommendations in the comments down below. What drugstore products do you think would fit this category? Because I have a couple that I really like, but there have been so many new products coming out and I haven't tried them. So if you have any drugstore recommendations for leave-in conditioners or detanglers, let me know. Next, make sure you're not putting your hair up in the same place every day. If you've got anything going on, your hair is gonna be up in sports mode most days, and possibly with one of these typical little hair ties. The thing is, putting your hair up in a hair tie causes a lot of friction on the hair, which then causes breakage. It's not a ton per wear, but if you're putting it up in the exact same place day after day after day, you're gonna experience that breakage. I mean, if you got one of these laying around, like put it around your fingers and just kind of rub, it is not pleasant. So you can imagine like that's friction on your fingers, happens on your hair too. So that is one of the ways we can unwittingly do harm to our hair, and it is so easy to fix. First of all, you can just put your hair up at different heights on different days. So maybe you've got like a ponytail that's high one day, low the next day, middle the day after that, maybe a braid. And then that way you're not putting the same friction on your hair at the same point every single day. Kind of evens things out. But another option I love is to bring in a soft scrunchie or claw clip. Soft scrunchies can look like so many different things. I've got like this fluffy silky one. I've got these like little silky ones. And these guys are even like, you can just buy these at a drugstore. They're like wide and flat and they're very comfy. These are all way more gentle. They're gonna cause less friction, and that is the goal. An even less frictionful option are claw clips. Because the thing is, these basically just hold your hair up. There's no like compressing, there's no friction. It distributes the weight of your hair evenly. It is perfect for not causing a lot of that like damage from the same wear day after day after day. And the cool thing with all of these things is that you can pick ones that make you happy, or just like a little tiny spark of joy. So like pick something that makes you smile. Maybe you pick something from Amazon where you can get a bunch of different colors and switch the color every day. Maybe you just pick one thing that feels high quality and comfy and nice. You pick these little guys that make you smile. Wait, I gotta show you this one. It's a shrimp. I love it so much. All of my favorite ones are from this store in Raleigh called Edge of Verge. I will link them below, not spawn. They're just really, really cute. A next tip is to speed up your hair drying process. Do we even really need to get into the benefits of getting your hair to dry faster? It's just a win all around. There are a couple ways you can do it. First of all, there are products out there that help your hair to dry faster. And they basically work by helping the water to glide off of your hair and therefore it dries faster. But the cool thing is that you don't necessarily have to use a hairdryer to make that happen. The whole process of gliding the water off happens even when you're just air drying your hair. So it's another one of those kind of win-win products where you save a lot more time than you put into it. Obviously, using your hairdryer is going to be the fastest route, but you don't have to. And as a bonus, those products often help with heat protection and anti-humidity, so you're just getting even more benefits. Another product you can use are microfiber towels. They make such a difference in how fast your hair dries. I travel with them because it makes such a difference. What I'll do is out of the shower, I put on my microfiber towel and I wait until I can kind of feel that it's wet on the outside, and then I take it off and I let the hair keep air drying from there. And it really does make a huge difference. It's also a lot softer on your hair than a normal towel and a lot more absorbent than a t-shirt. So it does a lot of good things for the hair as well because you're not putting necessarily as much tension, and it's working really efficiently. Next, you want to deep clean when necessary. Here's the thing, when you are super busy or life is just really hard, washing your hair as frequently is just not a priority. And instead of like feeling bad about that or like trying to play a game of catch up, let's just go ahead and adjust for that. And let's talk about some ways that you can do that. So what we're going for is getting your hair totally clean after every wash. And that way there's not this kind of light residue layer that's kind of hanging on in between washes, because that constricts the amount of time that you can go between washing your hair, and it will also make your hair a little bit more weighed down and flat in between those washes as well. So we're gonna try to get it extra clean when there is probably a little bit more buildup than usual, maybe consistently or maybe here or there. My first solve for that is kind of like an intro step to help you get your bearings and figure out what your hair needs. And it's really simple. First, I want you to notice anytime you go kind of like a short amount of time, like 24 hours-ish between washing your hair, how sudsy or bubbly does your shampoo get? Whatever that is now your baseline. And then if you ever go to wash your hair and you notice that it is significantly less sudsy or not even bubbly sudsy at all, that means that you've got more for your shampoo to clean than it can. And the solve for that is so simple. All you have to do is rinse that shampoo back out of your hair and shampoo your hair again. You will be shocked. It will be so much more bubbly. It surprises me every single time, but it will be so much more sudsy bubbly, and that is it kind of actually getting to clean all of the things. Think about it like double cleansing. People do that with their makeup. They do like a level of makeup remover and then they'll go in with their cleanser. Or just like house cleaning, where sometimes if you've got a lot of like buildup on your counters, like you'll need to go through with one pass and then a second pass. It's like that. It's like you don't necessarily need to do the double pass every single day, but on the days that you do, that's how you do it. Another thing you can add in if you want to is a clarifying shampoo. And you can do that anywhere from once every week to once every month, just depending on what your hair needs. And that is really meant to get your hair like all the way back to zero, like super duper clean. There is no residue. And I think that one is particularly good if you have very oily hair, you use a lot of products, or you have a lot of heavy minerals or metals in your water, because that is kind of the thing that clarifying shampoo can really, really get to that normal shampoos don't necessarily get to as much. And you can do that and add it in and then do the double shampoo as you feel like you need to. My next tip is to sleep with your hair contained. And the reason is twofold. First of all, it keeps you from waking up with bedhead, or at least as much bedhead, which just makes the morning much quicker and easier. But also it helps with minimizing tangles, because if your hair is contained into something, then it's not rubbing around as you're sleeping and causing friction and getting tangled and all of the things. Because as we've already established, we don't want friction and we don't want tangles. because both of those lead to damage on your hair. Ergo, put your hair up in some way when you sleep. I'd also like to add that if you're spending a lot more time in bed because of physical illness or mental illness, this helps a lot as well. The reason being, you know, every night we end up with tangles in the morning when your hair is just down and around. But if you're spending a lot more time than that in bed, it's just a breeding ground for more and more tangles. It can really compound the issue even more, and you end up with like really significant tangles or mats. And that's a really valid experience to have in those situations. So my recommendation would be to put your hair up and then brush it whenever you can if that's where you are. It's a really hard place to be, but again, I think we should just make a plan for it rather than feeling bad or trying to play catch up. Let's just say, okay, this is how things are right now. How can I take care of myself? And you can put your hair up in a lot of ways. Two ways that I really like are either a braid or a loose bun with a silky or a soft scrunchie of some kind. And when I say loose bun, I mean one that is loose at your roots. That way you're not putting a lot of tension and weight on your roots every night. That can cause a little bit of damage there as well. We don't want to do that. I think those are some great ways to keep your hair up and minimally tangled while you sleep. Those are all of my tips for today. I hope that you guys enjoy these. I feel like this is a subject we don't talk about enough, just how hard things can be and overwhelming, and the things that fall by the wayside as we are just navigating life. I think it's really important to remember, like, at any point, whether you're super low or overwhelmed or busy or like whatever, there are other people that are feeling what you're feeling, that are experiencing it literally right now. It feels so isolating. Like, I know it feels so heckin' isolating to be in any of these places, but there is a whole lot of humanity in those places as well. And I hope that you can remember that and give yourself some grace and some compassion in all of it. And I hope that that wasn't too much of a kumbaya moment. I just feel that so strongly, especially right now at this point in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. If you have any tips that have helped you in similar situations, leave them in the comments. I do want this to be like a really safe, supportive place for everybody. And honestly, I could use more tips. So if you have them, get typing. I want to see. And I do think I'm about done for today. I do want to acknowledge that I've talked a little bit about my mental health today, and I am okay. I went through a rough time. I'm doing a lot better now, and I'm honestly like kind of glad to be able to talk about that at least a little bit openly on here. So thank you guys for giving me that space. I don't totally know how to segue out of that, but I think that is actually it for today's video. If you want to help support this video or try to get YouTube to push it out to more people, just hit all of the buttons. I would appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for spending time with me today. Whether you are old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye. That was the goal. That was the goal today. I did my goal for today. We have to do something with it, like get it stuck in my lip gloss. That makes it dry.